Broads Media.
Imagine sitting here, knowing we were going to have so many holes on this roster, and in the first week, Brandon Graham returns, Fletcher Cox returns, Jason Kelce returns. You land both cornerbacks in Slay and Bradbury. We'll get to C.J. Gardner-Johnson in just a moment, but that's a pretty damn solid spot to be in. You replace your backup quarterback, so now Marcus Mariota's in there instead of Gardner Minshew, and you can make the argument that the fit makes more sense because you can do a plug and play more because Mariota's more of a, runner-style quarterback than Gardner Minshew is. So for whatever it's worth, if you got to go to your backup, you got to go to your backup, and that's not the greatest position to be in, but at least there's more of a stylistic player in there. You don't spend big bucks on Miles Sanders. Penny has injury history, but when he's healthy and on the field, he's outrageously good. You don't need to rely on him to be a full-time back. He's playing in front of an offensive line that is probably the best he'll ever see in his damn life, so maybe that keeps him upright as well. Maybe a little naive, thinking that he'll stay healthier just because of that, when the track record is as strong as it is, that he's always nicked up. The fact that you're here with the draft still to go and some other pieces that can still be added, it's electric to keep Darius Slay and James Bradbury. And yeah, the Slay thing was a roller coaster. You thought he was going to be gone. First, when Bradbury was signed, a little light bulb went off in my head. I don't know, that sounds weird, right? Because, let's be honest, right from the rip, I didn't anticipate an opportunity to sign all three guys back. So my mind automatically shifted to, well then which one is leaving? Is it C.J. Gardner-Johnson or is it Darius Slay? We were already informed that there would be some sort of contract restructure, but we didn't get that from Slay. Both parties seem to be having an issue. And Slay was granted a chance to speak with other teams to look for a trade. So I kind of shut off the Darius Slay thing for a little bit and shifted gears to C.J. Gardner-Johnson, which I thought was logical in that moment. And they said he was going to get released and cut. There was no actual report on it. The Eagles didn't make it official. And he's back. And he gets a couple-year extension with it. But this is the thing where, social media cracks me up. Oh, they overpaid. Wow, look at that money. Howie Roseman manipulates everything. Money doesn't matter. If there's fear in money right now and you're looking ahead, well, how are they going to do this? How are they going to do that? How are they going to sign Jalen Hurts? I promise you that Howie Roseman didn't sign Bradbury and Darius Slay and bring back some other pieces and go, oh, damn it! Damn it! Jeffrey, I forgot all about Jalen! That's not how this goes. Jalen Hurts is number one on their mind. The big fat payday that's going to be over $50 million. It's going to be fat. They didn't forget about this. They know exactly what they're doing. I don't worry about that at all. So Slay, extension, this and that. There were some Eagles fans trying to convince themselves that Darius Slay, when they thought he was going to get cut, wasn't good anymore. Oh, look at his second half stats. Stop it. Darius Slay is still one of the best in the game. It's just reality of the situation. Bradbury is good. Bradbury's way better when opposite of Darius Slay. And if you want to point out a couple plays, yeah, but there was this play. Yeah, he made a mistake. He's going to make a mistake. No quarterback is perfect. Jalen Ramsey got toasted before. Jalen Ramsey has been mossed before. If you could point out a couple plays, well, that means he's pretty good majority of the time, and then there's a handful of hiccups. And you remember just the handful of hiccups. Darius Slay can still ball. This was a great move by Howie. The question becomes, is C.J. Gardner-Johnson going to be back? I'll say it this way. It's hard for me to believe that the perfect scenario of all three returning is going to happen. With that said, I don't know if C.J. Gardner-Johnson sees the market the way he anticipated. He probably thought he was going to get a huge contract by now. And it seems quiet. The only other report, unless I'm missing something, was Denver has interest. But I almost wonder if this is a negotiation tactic. One team's interested. Maybe there's more. Maybe there's more. I'm not saying others haven't checked in or he's not talking to anybody or anything like that. I'm sure you see a player like that. You see his interceptions. You know he's a ball hawk. There's something to it. But the fact that it's like Denver is interested, I wonder if he's using that as leverage to go back to the Eagles and say, yeah, I want to be here. I want to kind of go back and run it back with this talent. I know we can get to the Super Bowl again. I believe in Jalen Hurts, by the way, who's a stud and going to lead this team to some really good spots. But there is another team. So, Howie, remember that. CJ is 25 years old. This is the time for him to get a lot of cash. The thing with Slay is, he's 32, 33? He wanted to get more probably, but our team's willing to spend an aggressive amount on 32, 33-year-old cornerback. And by the way, you had to trade for Darius Slay too. So he wasn't a UFA. That's another huge portion to this. You have to trade for him and then also pay him a lot of money. It's a lot different compared to being a 25-year-old UFA. Two different positions, though. A safety position. CJ has versatility, which can add to that, though. From his angle, could play in the slot, can play safety. But what's the safety market right now? It's interesting. It's a little quiet, though, on the CJ Gardner-Johnson front, which makes me believe Howie is pulling out the magic wand and trying to manipulate some things and fit everything where it needs to go.